The United Kingdom's royal family, and especially Queen Elizabeth, is undoubtedly very powerful. In normal circumstances, the powers that the Queen enjoys are beyond our imagination. For example, the Queen neither needs a driving license to drive nor does she need a visa or passport while traveling. To talk about money, a private cash machine is always at Her Majesty's disposal. Neither can anyone sue the Queen, nor does she have to pay any tax. That being said, it doesn't mean that she is free to do anything she wants. Queen Elizabeth is not allowed to do normal things that we do daily without any fear. Welcome once again to the Discover TV videos. Viewers, Queen Elizabeth II is the head of state of the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and 11 other countries. Obviously, along with the benefits, there are some disadvantages to this post. I have already told you about some of the extraordinary powers that the Queen enjoys, but we are now going to talk about things that we common people regularly do but the Queen or the members of the royal family do not have permission to do. Whatever happens off-camera behind the closed doors of the royal palace, in public, the Queen is not allowed to walk together with her husband, Prince Philip. Rather, the Queen is supposed to walk a step ahead of him. Prince Philip, who was 5 years older than Queen Elizabeth, lived 74 years with her. But you have seen him a step or two behind her. In 2021, Prince Philip died at the age of 99. It's a normal thing to chit-chat at dinner parties where most people go with friends and families to relax. But Queen Elizabeth is not allowed to speak freely with anybody at dinner parties. At these events, if the Queen wants to talk to someone of her stature, she will start with the guest sitting on her right side. Then she will be allowed to talk with the guest sitting on her left side. This is a strict rule for royal dinners. There was an instance when Formula One driver Lewis Hamilton sat to the left of the Queen. When he tried to strike up a conversation with her, the Queen immediately stopped him, saying she would first talk to the guests on her right. If the dinner party is arranged by the Queen, then the number of guests attending will be more or less than 13, but never exactly 13 guests are invited. There have been many instances where a guest was cancelled or a new guest was invited if the count was 13. Many people believe this is because the number 13 is the Queen's unlucky number. We all know that Queen Elizabeth is no less than a celebrity. And when a celebrity comes out in public, she often gives autographs. But Queen Elizabeth is not allowed to give autographs. This applies not just to the Queen but to all members of the royal family. This rule was made so that no one could commit fraud using a forged signature of the Queen. In 1954, the Queen and her husband, Prince Philip, signed a Christmas card that was sold for £4,500 in 2020.
Citizens of the United Kingdom are allowed to express their political opinions, but Queen Elizabeth had to remain neutral in political matters. This means that neither could the Queen support any political party, nor could she cast her vote. Although all couples can hold each other's hands in public, members of the royal family are ordered to keep their hands to themselves. Because of this rule, we have mostly seen the Queen and Prince Philip a little apart from each other. The same rule applies to other members of the royal family. It feels comfortable to sit with crossed legs on a chair, but in the royal family, females strictly follow a stern rule of sitting. Royal females are not allowed to sit in a cross-legged position. Instead, they sit in a special posture where their knees remain straight and in contact with each other. In an interview, Queen Elizabeth said that she had become so used to this posture that sitting cross-legged now hurt her. Among the strict rules of the British royal family, one is that the heirs to the Queen's throne cannot travel together. The first heir to the throne after the Queen was her son, Prince Charles. The second heir was Prince Charles's son, Prince William, and the third heir was Prince George. According to the rule, all three heirs could not travel together. When Prince George reaches the age of 14, he will not be allowed to travel with his father. Whenever Queen Elizabeth or any member of the royal family traveled outside the city, they also had to follow certain rules regarding the collection of dresses they carried. For example, they had to carry a black dress with them in case they needed to attend a funeral while traveling, as wearing black is required for such occasions. The royal family also had to follow a lot of rules regarding food. You might think that the king and queen get to eat whatever they want, but that was not the case. Queen Elizabeth and her family were not permitted to eat several food items, including shellfish, garlic, onions, and tap water. The reason for avoiding shellfish was that it could cause stomach issues, which might put the queen in trouble at a party or dinner. Eating onions and garlic causes bad breath, which could leave a bad impression on others. Tap water was avoided because it might contain germs or bacteria that could cause food poisoning. And lastly, let me tell you that the queen had to wear gloves in public weather on hot summer days or during chilly winters. She was compelled to wear gloves because, when out in public, she had to shake hands with many people. These gloves helped her avoid getting infected with any germs or viruses. Hope you guys will like and share this Discover TV video. My heartfelt appreciation for your loving comments. We'll meet again in another amazing video.